In episode 241 of the Upland Property Xperts podcast, ThankMeLater wants to do some bad things. We'll see what you think about it. And we have the Upland Racing League here to give us an update as we're approaching the final race of the season. So much to talk about. Sparklet's coming soon, updates, and more. Stay tuned to all the shenanigans. And I forgot to load some more wonderful Dirk AI theme songs.
Fail.
The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property Experts, baby, UPX.
Welcome to episode 241. I'm your host, Too Stupid to Win, and as always, I'm joined by ThankMeLater. How we doing, brother?
What up?
Where'd our names go? That's interesting.
What's interesting?
Our names aren't there.
Oh.
It usually shows our names.
Oh, there's Rodrigo.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, got a lot to talk about this week.
Wait, where did? Oh, is it? Oh, it's because there's a comment.
Okay.
They don't want to take. They don't. They want to highlight Rodrigo. They don't want to.
Gotcha. Yeah, they don't want to confuse. I see.
What?
I guess I never paid that close attention.
I know. I mean, yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to survive this week. My wife's gone. She's hanging out with her twin sister, and I have all 4 kids. So who knows what's going to happen this episode? And she's gone till Tuesday, so it's going to be interesting.
Jimmy Jester. I feel like I haven't seen Jimmy Jester in like forever.
He's been here. He just doesn't give us milk and cookies anymore.
Oh, milk and cookies. I was like, well, why do I know his name? Milk. Where's my milk and cookies, Jimmy? Jimmy better have my milk and cookies.
All right. You want to run your horrible idea?
I think it's a great idea. Oh, did I not mute myself just then? Has it not been muted? I don't know what's happening.
We can hear what's going on.
Donut. Should we? The presidential debate is happening live right now. I think we should live stream it and do live commentary of the debate, and we can take sides. My RL name is Joe, so I get to play Grandpa Joe, and we have Trump, and then we can talk about it from the Upland perspective of how do we feel like our policies are going to help Upland?
What if people came to get away from the debate and they just want to watch us?
Well, then they done messed up, because what if but I think more likely is that they're torn between, because I think they're torn between watching the debate and watching us, because they're both fascinating train wrecks of like live entertainment. So I think we should naturally take these 2 trains and wreck them together.
And then you'll get super baked and just sit there while I talk to myself.
No, I'm gonna give you good information with lots of good words, and I'm gonna blink an appropriate amount of times.
Do you have a timer to blink?
I think he's having a stroke. Every time I look up, I have it like playing in the background. Every time I look up, it looks like he's pooping his pants. His face is just.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about this. Now, today, while I was dizzy doosing, I got done doing my dizzy deuce, and I had some more time, and I came across this video, and I thought of you right away.
Oh, are you going to show the video?
Yeah.
People make their edibles so strong. What are you running from? Why am I tasting colors? I just wanted to go to Target. Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car is turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.
And that's what happens in your room in Vegas. You do that to people.
That is true. That is what happens. Yes, if you party with us, yeah, you better be prepared to go to space.
Kennedy is not getting to participate. It's just the 2 6-wicks.
Is Kennedy getting to participate?
Let's see here. 0 interest in the debate, but you do you. I vote no to the debate idea. If I get a vote, I'd rather you debate Bermuda again.
East Coast meetup party?
I'm working on something. I'm working on a Midwest meetup party, but you do the East Coast too. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we want to do one in like is it Baltimore? Oh, no, not Baltimore. Philadelphia.
Philadelphia would be better. Absolutely. So let's get Mass Chef on here. Give us the Upland Racing League update. Missed them. They took a hiatus last week. I forgot about that. But they are back at it. Their schedule's just
Speaking of hiatus, are we streaming next week or no?
Yeah, we got to talk about that. Do you want to do something early, like a Tuesday, or because
I'm traveling, so
traveling?
yeah, I'll be on the road. I think it might be a pass next week.
Okay, it could be a pass next week because the 4th of July is Thursday. So yeah, we might not do something next week, or we might do something Sunday. When do you start traveling?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
Week-long road trip. My road trip ends in Ohio.
Nice. Where are you starting and stop? Well, where are you stopping along the way? I know where you're like. Where are you stopping along the way?
Just here to Cincinnati. Probably stop in Memphis halfway.
Nice.
Spend some time there.
There you go. Hey, Obi. All right, let's get Mass Chef in here. There you go.
What's going on, guys?
Welcome back, Mass.
Thank you. Got to spend some time with the kids and grandkids and whatever over Father's Day weekend, so it was a crazy week. I had 16 people in my house for a week, so.
Woof. That's a lot of people in any size space. Even if you got a big house, that's a lot of people in a space.
Yeah, it was fun though. We had a good time.
That's
anyway,
always good.
Yeah.
All right.
But we are back to racing for sure. We got 2 weeks left of the S1R season going on here. So when we last left on race number 6, Wander 1976 coming in with the win, narrowly beating out San Mahoney, who took second place. But San Mahoney has managed to again break out with a big lead. He's up 10 points now into first place. 13 points away for SC Kicker and KO Ninja. SC Kicker is not racing this week. He'll be he's got a sub driver, Caesar, who's taking over for him this week. So hopefully Caesar was able to get out there and practice the track and we'll be able to get some points for SC and hopefully KO is practicing as well. Because they need 2 really good races for the last 2 races, and hopefully San making some mistakes down the stretch here. I don't really see it happening, but we'll see what happens. San Mahoney could potentially take his 2nd series championship in a row. So
I mean, he'd have to have a pretty bad showing the next 2 races. He's pretty much got it locked up if you're looking at the way he's performed this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to bet against him. I mean, he's had the first ever 3 wins in a row, and then 2 second places on top of that. With I think a 6th place finish is his worst finish so far this season, and he only did that once. Other than that, he's been in the top 2 the rest of the season. So he's a machine. He's going to be tough to beat. There is a potential that Risey may make a appearance for driving for Matt Suter this week as well. So we may see our 2023 S1 champion make an appearance as well in this race. So MMVM continues to bring it every week. They're a dangerous team. So super
Yeah,
excited for it.
I mean, and the High Park Ninjas are right there too, not that
They
far off.
13 points. That's it. They really just need 10 and 13 points respectively. They just need a good showing for the last two races. A couple of wins in there, and San Mahoney finishing fourth, third, or fourth place or worse for the next two races, and they could potentially take over a spot or two. There is still potential there. There is still some hope there. The math can work out in their favor, and I would certainly love to see it. But it's so hard for me to bet against the Mahoney team. It's too, they're just too tough.
Yeah. No, we have skipped a couple of weeks over the 4 years, so due to holidays, this won't be the first one, but it's been the first one in a long time that we've missed a week. Um, now Upland needs to get 16 cars in a race because it would be really great if you guys just
Yep.
you don't have to do the qualifiers. You get 16 cars in, you get a couple of teams running. So not only did you have the racers, but then you have the season standings for the race teams to see how the race teams are doing itself. Holy crap. Franklin Bombs in the house. Haven't seen Franklin Bombs in a while. What up?
What's going on? Yeah,
Um,
so this week we're running on the Schools Out Speedway. This is Uplando's course. This is his second course. It's a very fast course. It's only a little over 1.5 miles, but it's got 19 turns. It's a zigzaggy thing. There's very few spots to do a boost, but there is definitely a spot between turns 2 and 3. You can sneak one in on the backside a little bit too if you're really careful about it and got good timing.
I mean, can
Um,
you get one in from 19 to 2?
from you potentially can, yeah. There is a little turn there, just after the start line, a little hiccup turn that kind of can mess you up, especially if you're in one of the faster cars. So as you can see, the start line is right there, and then turn number one is like right off the start line. It is just a little zippy turn. Um, so it's tough to get one in there and make it through. But it's a fun track. It really is. And it's super fast, so everybody's going to be flying through this thing. Should be quite an entertaining race tomorrow for sure. Heat number one, we got San Mahoney, KO Ninja, M Waga, Recurrier, TB 125. Good group in there, and as I said, Risey may potentially make an appearance in there for Matt Suter. Heat number two is Matt Suter, Buellman, Phalo, Swanner, 1976, who had the win last week, and SC Kicker. So we've got the teams kind of broken up in there a little bit. Should be super fun, and I cannot wait for tomorrow's race. Get back in it and have a good time.
Yeah. Now, we didn't have you on last week when the boosts were released. So, what are your
Yeah.
takes on first off the boost itself?
So I'm going to be completely honest with you. I haven't even tried it yet. And I had only because I just haven't had a chance to. I haven't been. I haven't raced a single race this week, which is highly unusual for me. But I do have a couple of boosts in my packs and a couple other things. So I am eager to try it. Now I can tell you that we will not be using those types of things in URL because we use specific cars. So it's not anything that I'm too worried about in URL, but it is going to come into play hugely with the Upland Racing Series when they start that season up again in Sizzle season. Um, that is where it's really going to make a big, big difference with your max performance scores. Being able to boost up max performance scores on lower level cars to compete with some of the big dogs. So it's going to be really interesting to see how those come into play for the Upland Racing Series when it starts back up in Sizzle season.
Yeah. Now, price wise, the UPX price I didn't have a problem with. What do you think about having the pack for $10? What's your thoughts on that? Being that you burn them one time use, one time
Yeah,
raise.
I mean, I want, I guess I want to know if they're going to build an economy with it. Is it something that is going to be potentially available for a meta venture? Is it, that's where I would like to see it go. It's kind of like if they wanted to do, packs for, meta venture owners who had, these upgrade shops or whatever you want to call them, and make an attempt to help stimulate the economy with it, then I'm okay with it. If it's just going to be something where it's a cash grab for Upland, and they're going to release some new stuff every month or whatever, then I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think.
Now, what I do hope to see in the future is they do just like that. There's enough
Hmm.
shops in enough cities that they can do the distribution deals that these shops can buy a box of these packs and then
Yep.
they can set the prices for it based off of the shops. But also, I'd like to hopefully they expand these packs to a different couple of variety style packs that will make it you can have different tiers of pricing. Hey,
Yeah.
here's your basic pack. You're going to get 3 of the
Yep.
basic ones and it's your cheapo pack. And here's the one where your percentage goes up the more you pay for the packs. But I hope
And
to see.
especially if they're going to make it something that is going to be allowed in the racing series, because I mean, potentially that could certainly make racing very expensive, and I think that reduces the number of people who will take place in racing,
Right.
because it'll be too expensive to do it and maintain, because you're going to have to maintain your leaderboard points throughout the season, until to even make it to the finals, and then you're going to have to reboost again and reload that stuff when you make it to the finals too at the end of each season. So it could potentially make racing very expensive, and to me, that is not the way I would do it. I don't think. I want more people to be able to be exposed to racing, and if you make it that expensive, then you're just kind of cutting your audience, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the UPX prices were fine. As I said, the US dollar
Yeah,
prices makes it a little pricey. It was about $2 a uh, NFT or
per
a
item. Yep.
boost, which for the casual racer, that's just crazy. You're not getting anything. Maybe if you're
Yeah.
racing for 50,000 UPX, okay, but
Yeah.
everybody else is going to be using boosts, so it's debatable there. But I'd like to see.
I mean, I still think the max performance score comes in to play very nicely with that, because you can't put more power into your car than what's allowed in the race, essentially. So
Right.
I mean, so that does kind of put a little bit of a limit to it, but again, I completely agree.
And sometimes it's just not about the power, as you said,
Mhm.
this course that I know we're not doing boost in Upland Racing League, but if you're racing for stakes on this course, doing one of your turbo boost isn't the smartest idea. Maybe one of the controls or acceleration, will
Right,
suit you
or
better.
even or even a braking mod or something like that. A course that's this short with that many turns, um, that only really offers one really good spot for a boost anyway. You might be better off with something that is going to keep you from skidding when you go around a turn and too fast, or something like that. So, uh, you know, yeah,
Yeah, but I totally agree. Keep racing open and available. You still have the bottleneck with the cars available, the car pricing, but that continues to open up. I love watching Thank Me Later. Like the people that
I know.
listen to the podcast, like can't see Thank Me Later's face watching this debate. It's great. Just like
This is the most. I didn't know that this debate was happening. I don't follow politics at all. Don't care. Don't want it. But I was out today and somebody was like, oh, you're going to watch the debate tonight? And I'm like, what? What time is it? It was like 8 o'clock. I was like, oh. And then the whole, like, we should watch it here. But how? I'm not going to get political, and I'm not going to say anything about either side. But how is this our two options? How are these the two people? One of these two people get to be the president for the next 4 years? Like,
Again. Just
Again?
saying.
Again, one of them's a repeat.
Both of them are repeats. If both of, because Biden's already been president, so if he gets it again, he'll be again.
There's no better. We couldn't, in all of the millions of human beings in this country, we couldn't find anyone we trusted more than these two people. What? How the hell is that possible?
Welcome to America.
I'm glad I live under a rock sometimes, because holy, this is insane. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen on television. This feels like a bad episode of Black Mirror. That's what this feels like.
Oh God.
Like I want there to be like a ha-ha moment at the end of this. That's like, guys, this is a joke. Here's actually these two Harvard and Yale alum that are actually vying for president. Please choose one of these two qualified candidates. Like, oh, okay, thank God it was just a joke. Oh. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. So
Write-in campaign, right? I think we could I think with social media the way it is, honest to God, with the way social media is now, you joke, but I bet that's the next revolution. If a Kardashian legit or whoever got enough momentum with any sort of political thing, bet that's the next big political uprising is a social media write-in campaign.
it happened before. It's called Idiocracy.
Yeah, well, exactly. Wait, no way. That's not what actually happens in Idiocracy, is it?
No, but he was a wrestler. He was like a famous wrestler. He was like a
that was a
superstar.
direct. That was with Arnold, though, right? Like that was kind of Jesse Ventura. Wasn't Jesse Ventura a wrestler?
What is it?
Yeah.
Who is it? Alice Cooper has been a write-in vote for like 14 years, 14
Yeah.
elections or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's been running. He's been on the ballot for like 14 different elections.
Now, did you know the shoes in Idiocracy were Crocs? The shoes that they wore in the future were Crocs.
Which is really funny because this was way before, you can look it up, of like when Crocs was popular.
Yes.
He found them and was like, these are ridiculous, stupid shoes that no one would ever wear. This is what we should have them wear in the future. And so it's an insanely funny thing that like happened. And anyway.
Oh my!
I'll trade you Trudeau for
No,
Trump.
you can keep Trudeau. Sorry, Jimmy.
Yeah, we'll pass.
It's a hard pass.
We'll pass.
Yeah.
We'll take our two idiots.
Upland. You know what?
Based on how old they are, odds are neither one of them are going to survive a second term anyway. So
True.
So on an Upland-related note, if you remember the last presidential election, there was special edition Block Explorers, and it was a Trump-Biden Block Explorer set. So I would look for those to make a hot comeback, and who knows? I would definitely expect to see another round of them, which would be funny if, like, on the double face, if they like flipped it or like aged them, did something fun. I don't know.
I know you're devil too there, Jimmy, so I pay attention to that news up north.
Hey, the good news is I've seen Biden blink like 3 times in 21 minutes, so we're good.
Well, there you go. About 7-minute average. That's good.
It's not bad. Oh my God. All right, guys. I got to go.
Thank you so much.
Night. We'll look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern on all of our regular channels. Have a great night, guys.
Absolutely.
We'll
Thanks, Mass. All right. Uh-oh. hold on. I got a kid. You got to take over. Thank me later.
Hi. Why am I talking? I'm like talking to your kid. Wait.
What no, am you're not talking to my kid. You're talking to the audience. I'm talking to my kid.
No, I've gone too far. I'm a method actor. I am Grandpa Joe now. I can't. What do I do with my hands?
Touch hairy legs.
Cheese, come on and save me.
All right, I'm back.
Oh my God.
Are you okay?
Huh?
Like you got way too into this. This is going to be a rough show.
Let's just watch it.
No.
Who do you think the ghost is that Biden is looking at?
No, I'm not even touching that one, goalie. Nope. Not touching that one.
Yeah, see, Cheese wants that. It was Cheese's idea. Cheese likes it.
Yeah. No. And you just turn your camera off. All right. What I was going to ask you was, thankfully, you did complete the Thrifty Trader collection. I mean, it only took 5 days of me messaging you every day or multiple times a day just to check in on you, but you did it.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate commercial on the debate. Anyway, no, and actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that was insanely helpful. Because I definitely would have forgotten about it. So I do not mind getting like constant reminders of like, did you do this? Did you do it? Did you do it? Like, I don't find that annoying at all because I'm like, I know that you're doing that to make sure that I do it because it's something I actually want to do. It's just my executive dysfunction just will not like, just do the thing. It's like, no. And you're like, so close. I almost did the thing. And also shout out to Cheese. Thank you, Cheese, for the temp swap last minute last night to get that completed.
And that was the one day I did send you things to do today, and I gave you a list of things you needed to do in Upland, and you liked it like you thought it was my list of things to do.
Yeah, you should do those things, man. That sounds awesome.
Then I had to remind you that the things to do in Upland today was your list of things you needed to take care of, and you're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, like, which I feel like Last Year Evergreen appreciates the fact that it probably took a couple reminders for me to get my home to change it. Like, you got to accept it,
dude. You weren't in that. You're in Sherwood Forest in Detroit.
Is that not?
That's not Last Year Evergreen.
Well, Last Year Evergreen would definitely appreciate that mistake.
You're in Sherwood Forest. Oh, geez. But yes, Sherwood Forest definitely appreciates that. And it's still close. It's going to be neck and neck all the way down to see who wins.
Wait, are they competing against each other?
So you and I jumped on the Sherwood Forest, and then Shaq and More Cheese checked into Baywater, and Baywater's in first place.
Oh, no. Rivalry. You know what, though? I think it's okay. I like a little bit of rivalry, especially if, like, no one's getting legit upset, because it's just fun. Like, yeah, you want your collection, but if you have a strong community, you'll get there eventually, right? Like, just keep at it, and if you're among the top, you'll get there. But it is kind of fun to have these, like, you know, little rivalries, and then you get to, like, cheer your team on and, you know, try and convert people over. So I think a little bit of friendly competition is good for the community.
Yeah, and whoever doesn't get it this month, I'll jump to the other team to help them next month.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that.
But sooner or later, they have to start, and that's where it will get interesting. Right now, everybody's just jumping to help the community of people that they develop friendships with, but it's that next level. We've been going over a year now, and at some point in time, Upland has some sort of metric that they're looking at that's going to say, hey, you know, now it's time to see who's going to go up to the next level collection, which you're like, okay, That's not bad, but you can't jump around because you can lose the next level of collection. You know, once you go from the standard to the limited collection, you can lose that limited collection the next month. So now you're going to have to actually lay down your claims in the neighborhood, and I think that's where it's going to turn really interesting with these collections.
Yeah, you know what I think Upland should actually do in regards to that is once you get to the top tier, it shouldn't be a competition between them, but like they should standardize it so the score you have to maintain at least like a 90x number or whatever the score is. So that way you can't just get to this level and then take all your people and move them elsewhere. Like you have to maintain that or you lose it, kind of thing. Of like you have to maintain those residents to be able to stay at the top. You should have to maintain it. You shouldn't just be able to spike it and then go on to the next.
And I really think the things that we're seeing in the season challenges, I think that's going to play into the neighborhood collections because if you've already got the neighborhood collection, most of your neighborhood's already built out. You got your map assets on there. You know, you're not going to try and sell your neighborhood. You're not going to contribute, but contributing to the community pool. So you're going to have to be active in minting, buying on the secondary market, buying at Block Explorer shops. So some of the same things we're doing for the season passes is going to take effect to you maintaining your limited collection if you're able to achieve it.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's interesting.
Because I was thinking, what are they going to do? And maybe the average length of home residency in the neighborhood is going to play into it. So it discourages people from flopping from neighborhood to neighborhood. So the longer you're there, the higher your score goes.
Oh, don't give them dirty ideas like that. Oh, that would be so dirty. People would panic.
Yeah, you got to lock it.
Panic because you're like you want the longest multiplier. Oh my God, don't do that, Upland. I can't deal with that. I can't mentally pick a neighborhood like that at this point. No, don't do it.
I think it would be great. I mean, you got to draw your battle lines because there's a lot of great neighborhoods out there. There's a lot of great collections out there, and some people have helped multiple neighborhoods cross the finish line. So you're going to have to draw a line. Yeah, ThankMeLater's been watching him do that for a while, but don't worry, brother. Thanks for joining us.
Right? Sawyer knows what's up. Dude, I'm watching it live. I told him we should watch it and do commentary.
Just gets me in trouble. I don't need to be in any more trouble. Now, but back to the Thrifty Trader Challenge. I mean, congratulations there. I know badges are your thing, and I know going forward that I have to do these things for you to help you out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Wait, when do we get the badge?
They took a snapshot today, so I would expect in the next couple of days.
And when do we get our other badge?
The 2024 award badges have not been given out to the winners yet.
I would like that badge.
Yeah. Now
that, and then once the next season's released, the next season badge,
that gives you 20.
That'll be my 20.
There you go.
Anyway, what were you saying?
I was going to say, since I've been super busy leading up to G Week and after G Week, it's been insane. But now with my wife on vacation, I'm going to have some time where I'm going to line up some good guests from Genesis Week that I talked to, people coming back on the show. So we'll get those people on the show in the coming weeks, along with some other things I've been working on. So we'll introduce that too. Dude, like, you look like you're scared for your life watching this thing.
I am. They're talking about Nazis. Like, what? How is this a presidential debate right now?
Nazis scare people.
I know. Like, how is this happening?
You got to call the other side of Nazis, so you side with the people that you like. They're like, oh yeah, they're Nazis.
I can't. This is, I like.
And we're probably going to get this episode banned because we've said Nazis like 3 times in 30 seconds.
As soon as I should have opened that can of worms, because once I said it, you were like, well, cat's out of the bag. Nazi, 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 Nazi. Like, no, that's not how this works. You can't. No. Oh my gosh. It's a joke. You guys are way better. That's true. Thank you. Sure. Historical. Okay. I can't. Wait,
KaCiao, I'll send you the link.
What's the Charlottesville? What's the Charlottesville? God, I shouldn't show my ignorance here. I don't watch the news at all. It's petrifying. Like it's so negative. I don't watch it, so I have no idea, and I don't do social media. And want to jump in? Oh yeah.
There was
do it, KaCiao. Come take over so I can just face watch this nonsense train wreck that's happening. Ooh, I think. Can you see a sunset?
I mean, like, it's like Charlottesville was years ago. It's bad.
Oh,
and both sides have an interesting story to it. Yeah, it's a hot mess. I'm not even getting into that one. Oh, you see, you're on a commercial now.
Oh, commercial. You like my view? Can you see? All
right, hold on. I got something from Rodrigo. Ooh. So Quailwood Unique Go-Karts, there's only going to be 99 mints each, and Rodrigo will be raffling them off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, it says, there are only 99 mints, and after we sell at least 70, I will raffle among the 5 prizes, 1 million UPX, 500,000 UPX, 250,000 UPX, mint number 2, and mint number 1 of the second cart. So that's going to be exciting, and that will be, and he wants us to give one away because actually I would love to give one away at the end of July. Speaking of other things that I forgot, for our NFLPA people, Recurrier has a Upland NFLPA feedback form. So anybody interested in filling out the survey, I will put that in the comments here. So go ahead, click the link and fill out the survey. He's just looking for insights for NFLPA. He's been talking to the Upland team about that. So any help with that will be awesome. Link is in the description. What's up, KaCiao?
Not much. I just felt so bad for you. Like, I'm watching him and I'm like envisioning like talking to my 17-year-old son, and it's like,
Now, for the people that don't know, KaCiao won our first giveaway. He won an Alamo Square property. He was, one of the original listeners of the podcast. There was a group, the first podcast we did, we had like 30 to 50 listeners. So, and then KaCiao was one of them. So it was awesome knowing you all these years through the podcast. It was super amazing meeting you at Genesis Week for the first time. That was awesome in itself. So, and then now we get you on the show. Like,
yeah. Second time I've been on the show. Yeah. It's a big deal, right? So
absolutely.
So I gotta ask though, like, does anybody else, like, when they come home from Genesis Week, when they get back, just like have this like, like I got back and I was just like, oh, there's so much that could be done, and it's like so overwhelming because I'm like, oh, seeing all these amazing things that all these other people are doing, and it's like I'm 3 years behind these guys, right? Like, I don't know. I'm just curious if anybody else struggles with that.
Oh yeah, all 3 years you come back and you're just like, that was a lot to take in. And you're just like, whoa. But then also you're super motivated about Upland. But then you go into the post G Week winter because they're working on all the G Week announcements. You know, we'll see Paris around the Olympics time. We have the Sparklet converted. Spark was converted to Sparklet, so everybody's account went up. And now it looks like you got a bunch of Sparklet, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the bigger numbers, like having to type it in, like, and the way, like, if you try to like fix a number on the front, like if you highlight it and you like, if you have like 8,000 sparks like staked, and then you want to change it to 7, if you delete the 8, like on the PC, like it blanks everything, so you have to type it all back in instead of just hitting 7. Right, like,
oh, that's a huge mistake going from 7,000 to 7.
Yeah, right. Well, no, it goes from 7,000 to 0 if you delete the first number. Like, it just resets the whole cell instead of keeping the 3 zeros and let you hit. Anyway, just little things, you know.
Yeah. Now,
ThankMeLater complain about those little things all the time.
but you get it, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the most exciting thing for you at G Week?
Oh man.
Like, look at ThankMeLater, like he's like crippling up.
Yeah. You know, for me, like, it was like,
I'm articulate. I'm like,
being in this game, like meeting people. I mean, obviously it's the connections, right? Like, that's what life is all about, is connections, right? And so, like, truly, like, meeting people for real and like discovering, like, you have these pictures in your mind of like what people are going to be like, and then you meet them in real life and you're like, oh, I'm such a judgmental person, and you're like, these are not what I was thinking they were. And so I think that was probably like the best part, was actually meeting people. Aside from that, like, I loved watching the Layer 2 experience presentations. Like, that to me was like, this is where this becomes big. And I don't know. I thought that was way fun. I really liked Deshak's Up Zoo. Like, I was like, that looks fun to me. I'm not a huge gamer, but I thought that looked like a lot of fun. So, but.
TMS trying to figure out which zombie in 7 days Biden's pretending to be. Is it the lumberjack? Is it the big mama? Oh, jeez.
yeah. So for those who don't know, the one and only Cheese runs a super exclusive 7 days to live server that a bunch of us are playing on. And she actually streams it. You got to check it out. It's super fun. So yeah, that's really funny. Goldie actually plays with us too. Super cool. She's pretty much all the coolest people play. Like Zilla. Where's Zilla?
I don't see her tonight. She might be watching the debate and forgot about us.
She better not be watching that debate. Better be watching this.
She's probably getting just as much out of it.
Oh, and see? Oh my gosh. And there's so many, but I can't list them all. But I essentially just left out Sully and because there's a couple other people that I don't really know, Shadow and somebody else.
Yeah,
this debate is insane.
I have to agree with Rock Rito on Vegas as well. The booths were really cool to see. Those just the creativity that people are having with this. And to see the real world integration with the turf, I mean, that was cool.
Yeah, we did see the agency. It was great to see the agency out there. He made it out there. And I think people's first time, you weren't expecting the day to be like it was. Fridays, it's a long day on Friday, is it not?
Yes.
Like, a lot of people weren't expecting that. The first timers are just like, I wasn't expecting that. They're like, this day takes a lot out of you.
You know, I've been to a lot of conferences in the past that are like week-long things. And so like usually by about day 3, it's like your brain is full, right? Like with this one, it was really interesting because it was like one day, and like by like 2:00, I'm like, my brain is full. And like usually like if I go to a conference for work, it's like, okay, by day 3, it's like, okay, now I need to slow down. But like at this, it was like this, I needed to slow down. And I mean, I'm not even like, I didn't stay up late. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. So for me, it was just like another day, right? And so like I see other guys coming in at 10:00, and it's like, yeah, it was a little rough last night for some of these guys. but like for me, it's like, just get up, just go. But 2:00, I was like, yeah, there. I'm ready to get all my stamps on my paper, get my spark, and let's get in the go-karts and go. So.
And it's such a cool experience being able to meet the other players that you never get to meet, and get to interact with not only the Upland staff but the Upland co-founders itself, and they're all very personable people, and they're really interested in what you have to say. Did you get a chance to interact with Idan or Dirk?
Yeah, so I sat by him on the bus on the way to the go-karts, and it was interesting because I was like, I just want to have like a human conversation here. I don't even want to talk the game. And so we just talked soccer the whole way over. And good people, like care about family, care about their community. And it's like when you see somebody who's running a company at that level have that kind of concern for you as an individual and just be willing to talk, like, that says something about where the company as a whole can go. It's not just all about the grab the money and rug pull. It's the care.
Yeah, and you can't call it a rug pull. I mean, it's been going.
No, I'm saying like it's not. I'm saying like I don't expect that to happen.
Right.
Because they actually.
I leave you guys alone for 3 minutes at the South Upland of rug pull. No. I'm saying it's not a rug pull.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! All AI hears is Upland is rug pull. That's all AI is hearing.
Well, I'm like, and I'm sitting there thinking earlier when you guys are saying things about not being able to see or something. You're talking about blind people in Germany or something earlier, but.
Right. At least we have the name of the episode now.
Yeah.
Upland is rug pull.
No. Isn't.
As hosted by KaCiao.
Yeah. Well, I'm checking.
It's a rug pull.
I guess I've run my welcome out.
Oh, not at all.
No. I just caught that.
Yeah.
I'm still very much engaged here. You guys continue.
But yeah, so when you see leaders of a company though that care about things like that, that it's not just about them and them looking good. It's a collective whole. The rising tide raises all the ships.
Oh, absolutely, and you just can't find a community like this anywhere. It's amazing. From the players to the owners and all that. Now, so you liked DJX Zoo, you liked the booths, like the go-kart racing. That was a cool event. Last year they had a party right there. Idan's band played, Flannel played there, so that was cool. And it was cool that they took us to go-karts. It's always a different experience. Does this make you feel bad that you missed the first 2 years?
No. The reason why is because.
What kind of question is that?
I mean,
how bad do you feel that you missed the first 2 years of this awesomeness?
Look, it's my show. Watch the debate.
So, I mean, I will say this. I have felt like I've missed out the last 2 years, like not going, but at the same time, it's like. That same weekend of like Genesis Week is the same weekend as a soccer tournament that my kids have been playing for years. And it's right here in our town. And so like, this was the first year that I didn't have kids playing in the tournament. And I also I referee soccer. And so, stepping out to like go to Genesis Week was kind of a big thing for me. Cause it's like, instead of like making $1,000, I'm going to spend $1,000, you know, kind of thing. So it was like a double flip. But so yes, I feel bad not being able to be there in the past, but for reasons like, you know, personal reasons, it's like, yeah.
Okay, feeling bad was the wrong words to use.
Missed out. I had
missed out.
FOMO for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
You know, you see everybody else come back and talk about it and the fun that they had. And the big thing is like, I wanted to see like, who are these people that are actually into this? Because it's like, I talked to my coworkers, and I'm in IT, right? And so it's like, you would think that like they would get it, but it's like they all look at me like, dude, you're wacko, like some kind of crazy. I've got one coworker who actually has gotten into the game and actually played a little bit, but everybody else is just like, oh yeah, it's above our heads. So, and there is a steep learning curve.
Absolutely. And that's crazy that you're in IT and people are like, what? I mean, in my job, I have pretty smart people working around me, and they make fun of me. They're like, how's your video basketball videos doing? I'm like, that sucks. They're like, what about your football videos? I'm like, those suck too. They're like, what about your virtual property? I'm like, doing okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a bowling league at work like every Thursday, and like when I first started playing this game, I was talking to one of the guys about, you know, the metaverse and buying virtual properties. And so like every Thursday he's like, how's your virtual properties going? And you know,
Yeah.
Good. You want to get in?
I got a bonus if you sign up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll teach you all about it. Now, you've been in the game. Were you a 2019 or a 2020 player?
4 years. So 2020. It's been almost exactly 4 years for me.
Okay. So you started right before we started the podcast then?
Yeah, it was like I started playing, like, you know, it was COVID, and I was like, I had been playing a game called Ingress. It was like a virtual, like, you go and play. It's like virtual capture the flag. And then I was like, that game kind of got ruined because one of my coworkers showed me how to like basically cheat with GPS, and it was like, oh, that ruins the game for me. And so then I got into like mining XYO, and then like saw a little thing about this, and I was like, okay. And then I found ThankMeLater's blog, started reading it, and then I joined up. And so this gave me something to do during COVID, and it was like, oh, hey, I'll listen to this podcast because there's people to, you know, like during COVID, it was, you're all isolated. And so I was like, at least this, you know, hear voices and not just the ones in my head.
Wait, did you say you read my blog?
Like you had posted like a bunch of things about like, here's how to like play Upland. And you had all your speculation about how like the financial district was going to be like, where all
thing.
The was going on. And I was like, this is cool.
There are some gems out there. True story. I wrote legit Upland fan fiction in the early 2020s with a first-person perspective of TML the turtle and his adventures in Upland. That's a true story. They are out there in the internet. Yeah, I did. I used to write a blog. I used to interview players. We had like a TMZ style. In fact, remember we did the NFTs. You remember the wax NFTs?
Yeah.
There's these insanely cool NFTs. KaCiao's one of them, and it's a Bigfoot.
You about crashed wax with your NFTs. You were like uploading like these huge things, like they were like massive files. They're like, what are you doing?
So this is 100% true story. So when wax was first getting started, we started doing these really cool community NFTs, and I was making these director NFTs. I didn't know anything about NFTs. I didn't know anything about creating art, anything. I was just like, I got a program and I was just pasting images and putting it together. And then somebody like told me how to upload it to this Pinata Llama site that gave me this code that I pasted. I had no idea what I was doing. I bought a bunch of software that helped me do stuff. What I didn't realize is I bought like a commercial grade 4K quality video. So these stupid little, what I thought was the equivalent of like Giphy size like animations were these huge files that I was then posting into these tiny NFTs, and they were loading real time on the Wax site, and it was causing the entire site to slow down to a crawl and almost crash to the point that they messaged me, and the CEO was like, "What are you doing? That you can't keep doing this." And I was like, "I have no idea what you mean." And he's like, "Do you not understand that you need to like redo this so it's not?" And I was like, "Oh." He's like, "Why can I zoom in 2 billion times and see the pimple on this guy's butt?" Like, not necessary. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Dude, it was cooking based on how much. Yes, indeed. We are cooking. We are cooking for sure. But yeah, man, that was good times. But I'm so glad that you read my blog. That's super cool.
Yeah. That's how I knew about the sign up bonus, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I do. I think wait, did you use my sign-in bonus?
Yeah.
That's super cool. I wish I had a list. I wish I had like my little like my children list and like my grandchildren list. Like
Your children.
Your family history chart.
yeah, like I want to see like who did I recommend and who did they recommend, and then I want to send them all like 1,000 UPX. Like
When
here's
you say it that way, you're making
just want to send them $1.
well, yeah, like an old, I'm
33
old man
cents.
Joe. Remember, I'm old man Joe, and I'd be like, "Thank you for joining the Upland. You're old Uncle Joe," and they'd be like, "Who are you?" I'd be like, "You don't know? The person who recommended you was recommended by me. You're my grandchild." They're like, "You're creepy," and I'm like, "Yeah." Now
I
we're
can smell you.
When you start talking about it that way, it starts sounding like a triangular shaped business model, though, right?
Pyramid scheme.
But at least you're not like getting, like more returns because, I'm getting returns, and so you get more returns. At least we're not,
wait. Hold on.
You can see.
Are you about to blow my mind right now?
I think they are.
Dude,
Now,
hold on.
He's
I
gonna have
can't
3.
see it because I always use the podcast, so I haven't had.
Wait, okay. Tap the referral program in your profile. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, and go all the way the 4th dot over. But I can't see all of mine because I always use the podcast.
Oh, I didn't even look. These are all my little people. These are all my little babies. Oh my god, I got so many. I don't know why I'm talking like that.
I was going to ask, why are you talking like that?
I want to know if I'm in there.
Okay, let's go through. We got DJ Evie Beats, who's an Uplander, Ash Shore, who's a pro, Mr. Process, who's still a visitor. Get on it. Jail 1980 Uplander, Master Force Uplander, Method 56 Uplander, The Ledges is still a visitor. Get on it. Red Sky Executive, that's what I'm talking about. Kimberly Executive, Azark Pro, Good. There's like 100 of these. Good Day 30 Uplander, Monster 40 Uplander, Lithium Drop Uplander, TB 94 Uplander, Wiz Khalifa Crypto Uplander, Cold Man Executive, Ryan 1020 Uplander. I feel like I knew that name. Dr. Stigger.
I want to know how many of these accounts are in jail.
Hey!
It's like, who's in Alcatraz?
Coffee's Knob, Block 88, The Rizzo, Yo Shunks.
Wait, the Wizzo or the Rizzo?
The Rizzo.
Oh, okay.
Crypto Reef, Triguns, Herd Pumpkin Dur, Steel 215, Smotherers 34, Ishvan something, Arrow Tricks, Morthgo, Coin Operator, Ramus, Khaleesi, Arachnocobra, Eris 222, Zen, Nebakabits, Nilly Jiki, The Cosmics. There's God Almighty. Oh, Big Papa Pump. Big Papa Pump.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Eos Maverick, Drac, Major Woody, MERS, Boston Group, Aka Ishmir. Isn't that
No, it's not.
It is.
Oh, it is? The
I think
Nisharin's
it's
girl?
do what?
Nisharin's?
Yeah, Nisharin's
yeah.
girl. Look, right next to Mixplick.
Wait, Mixplex? Oh, yeah, it is. Mixplex signed up through you? That's crazy.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
Mixplick.
that name in a long time.
Metaphysical, who's my boy? You didn't go through me, KaCiao.
I did. I have email proof because like I sent them a thing and said I didn't get my referral bonus through TML, and then they like sent me thing back.
So it might not have
send
hit
that
your
to
account.
me? Send that
I'm
to
gonna
me
have-
so
I'm
I
gonna
can
have to
make sure
look
that
at-
you get added to my list. So
Yeah.
I know
To
who
his
send
babies.
to.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys saw, but CoinGate posted an article today about 4 major token launches that will drop in 2024, and Upland was on there with their Sparklet drop. So it's being talked about in the community, in the crypto community. It will be interesting to see what it looks like as we're getting closer and closer to launch. Ooh, Franklin, I miss the days when he reads off names. That was always classic. Not
So-
Gape, Gape,
That was shared on the social medias by Upland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, that's the only thing. I check my Upland feed, but everybody, like, I'm like, wait, am I looking at the same thing? But everybody's reposting the same. You're in Upland. Why are you reposting what Upland posted? We can all see what Upland posts. You don't have to repost it. It's not like you're on Twitter where you might miss it and it gets buried in your feed. You're on the Upland feed, but all of a sudden I'm seeing the same article over. I'm like, and then it was just this so-and-so repost, so-and-so repost, so-and-so. So it's, people got to kind of figure that out too. Here, Boulder, I will get you the article. I mean, it's in the feed from Upland in the game, but here's the link also.
I don't
Here
think
we go.
that's what he said. That doesn't seem right.
That's right.
I don't like that at all, honestly. Name.
You don't like it?
No, I don't like it.
Makes you feel.
Wait, that is what it is?
It is what it is.
It's not that?
No, it's not.
It's
not.
that?
Yes.
I thought he was repeating something from the debates. What?
I mean, that sounds like something from the debate. CoinGape?
Yeah.
Ugh. I can't. I'm not on the internet right now.
It's in English, Portuguese, and Espanol.
Oh, es muy bueno.
So I mean, it must be
What?
big if they have all three.
Why
languages.
why are you not paying attention? What are you doing right now?
Talking to KO.
Get it together.
Get it together. You've been watching the debate. Me and KaCiao's kept the show going. Stop stroking out over there. You're like.
Every time I look up in his face, it makes me want to mock him. I'm just like, oh. And then I do that, and I'm like, oh. It's very entertaining.
Yes. Too bad our listeners can't see your faces.
I think through the sounds that he's making, they can see it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have been told on numerous occasions I have a face for radio, so we're good.
Now, after leaving Genesis Week, after you've decompressed from Genesis Week, what are you looking forward to for the second half of the year?
Oh man, that's a. So I started my meta venture this year, and
Go plug it right now. Plug it. What meta venture did you start?
So I've got Blurry Beast map assets.
Okay.
Obviously, KaCiao, the
Yeah.
Sasquatch, Blurry Beast. I bought the domain name blurrybeast.com.
Nice.
So that I could like So it's funny because ThankMeLater says he's doing this storyline through of like, you know, the turtle in Upland. And I was thinking, I want to start a blog that's basically like the adventures of Sasquatch, right? And the Blurry Beast and make that part of my website. But I wanted to play with Blender. I wanted to learn it. I used SketchUp quite a bit in my early career, and I thought, you know, let's do some 3D modeling over here in Blender. So I taught myself through a bunch of YouTube videos with, you know, help from D-Tech and some of the things that he posted in the early days, and just kind of figured some things out. And so like right now I'm trying to create a bench for every one of the 50 states. So like representative of each state. And I just kind of started on the West Coast and I'm making my way east. And so, that's the project that I'm working on.
Super cool. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm just doing like
Heck
50
yeah.
benches, 50 benches for like just mitten 50, you know, one for each state. So if you wanted to have like, there could be 50 people that could have the entire collection. Kind of that's the idea of where I'm trying to go with this. I'm struggling with Colorado.
Wait, why? I got some ideas.
Yeah, so
dude, the mountains, man. Just get.
Yeah, I know. It is the mountains, but it's like there's more to Colorado than just the mountains. Like, you know, I mean yeah.
Weed, illegal immigration,
and really, like when I think of like Colorado mountains, yeah, like I did skiing for Utah, so like,
okay,
you know, and so I'm like I can't do like 2 ski benches.
Dude, you did skiing for Utah?
Utah. That's like that's on their license plate. Yeah, it says Ski Utah right on the plates, and then
okay, fair enough.
Like I did, like
wait. How do I sign up for this set?
You gotta buy it in the store when he makes them.
I want to reserve. No, I want to reserve a set. I want to reserve set number 17.
That's not how it works.
Bullshit. This is America, and money talks. So you shut your mouth and let me wheel and deal.
So you're going to pay double the normal price to reserve
I can't guarantee that 17s are all still available right now because like they're all out there. Like, but if they're available.
Wait, what do you mean? There's already one.
So I'm saying like I have several of them already out there. Like, so I have Oregon, Washington, California, Vegas. Well, I guess it's Nevada. Yeah, New Mexico, Idaho, Utah.
Oh, dude, so you're like already like a good chunk of the way through.
No, like 10, maybe. But 10.
Like I thought you were okay. Well, now I got to go hunt these stupid things down.
So that's kind of my that's what I'm looking forward to.
What do they retail for?
I'm doing them at 15,000 UPX.
15, 1.5.
Yeah. 1.5
Yeah, I'll probably. How quick we'll talk. I want to reserve. I want to reserve a whole set.
Yeah. So
what's your address of your shop?
I have a bunch of shops.
Oh, you got a bunch of shops? Okay.
Yeah, like I'm all over the place. Like if I've got a thing.
What's the name of it? You can share screen, so go ahead, hit share screen. So.
Oh man.
We can hit your shops.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
So what's the name of your shop? Blurry Beast.
Blurry Beast.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So. BLURRY.
So it's at so 201 Arbayo Drive in San Francisco.
Okay.
That's my.
What neighborhood is that?
So what cities are you in?
I'm so unprepared for this.
Yeah. We're trying to help you.
Yeah,
you should know where you're at.
Yeah. I sent Cheese a poster. I'll go look up the poster I sent Cheese.
There you go.
So, let's see.
Oh, he's got. I think KaCiao is trying to help you out. He's saying that you got one in Hyde Park.
I do have one in Hyde Park. Yeah, Los Angeles Hyde Park.
That's what. End of discussion.
Bronx. I've got one in the Bronx with Cheese in the Bronx Dell, and then I'm in Miami, Chicago.
Dang, get it, boy.
Bakersfield, and Kansas City.
Okay.
So,
dude.
Yeah. So with Kansas City, I wanted to be in Lake Wacomas, but it was like there was no properties big enough for a showroom. And so I bought one that's like right up next to it. And so like the racetrack goes past my property.
There you go.
Yeah. So I've got 7 shops: San Fran, Bronx, LA, Miami, Chicago. Bakersfield,
Do yourself a favor. Get it out of LA. Go visit our boys in Hyde Park while you're down there.
Go check out Blurry Beast in Hyde Park, LA. I love it.
Anyway.
Or any of their many locations worldwide. Get it.
Yeah. Not worldwide. It's only stateside right now. I haven't
gotta go
gone
worldwide.
international. Well, here's my concern with going international. Like, we know shipping is coming, right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
you're serious.
You gotta build a factory overseas. You gotta find
Right.
and that's the crazy thing overseas. There's not those like I like putting factories on super huge properties, 3,000 up square or higher, and a lot of they're at a premium overseas.
yeah. But the other problem is like you submit your map asset for one factory, right? And
Right.
so it's like you're gonna still have to ship these things overseas, and it's like, okay, planes are coming, so it's like, am I gonna have to buy myself?
No.
a
It won't be
UPS
like
plane?
that. It won't be like that forever because they're gonna allow like blueprints and capacity. I don't think you're gonna get locked.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Yeah. So you should be able to split up your orders around. But yeah.
Yeah. So
Just like the real world, they should be able to, if you have factories all over the place, you should be able to print whatever you manufacture, whatever you want with your approved designs. Hopefully.
yeah.
You know what it
Anyway.
should be? Because I've been thinking about this a lot. They should make it where there's the designers and then the manufacturers. That should be 2 different professions. And hear me out. The designers should be able to submit their art, get it approved, and then say, hey, we're going to get 10,000 mints, and they have to use their Spark or whatever to make these blueprints. And so they'll get say 10,000, and they come in stacks of 1,000. So you get like 10
Or how many ever you mint, right?
or whatever,
Yeah.
they come in stacks, and then you sell those licenses. So the artists go, hey, I just made 1,000 blueprints for these. And so then you can sell the blueprints, and then the manufacturers can go, okay, now I have these blueprints and I can manufacture them and then sell them. So that way the artists now have a direct entry point and asset. And now you also have another level to your economy.
And not even the manufacturers just selling them themselves. The manufacturers can sell them to multiple shops.
Right. There's so many different avenues you can go with it. And it really empowers artists and people like me who I go, and like other just people that want to sell the assets, but they're not the art people. And the art people and the manufacturing people are having a harder time than needed. And I think Upland can really help kind of facilitate that in a cool way.
Yeah, especially with Sparklet. Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
I have a lot for myself, right? And so I'm able to manufacture a lot of my own. Like when I release, 50 assets and they take 9 hours a piece, it doesn't take me long to get through those 50. But there are, artists out there who are just getting started and maybe have a Spark, right? And so it's like, you're not even going to start a factory with one Spark, right? You've got to have 5 before you can even start the factory.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Artists
it's like,
are poor. Thank you.
Right. yeah, we are.
Like that's about no. And in all seriousness, though, it actually is a good point of like a lot of the people who again tend to be more artistic, like they tend towards like, yeah, they're not going to have 5 Spark necessarily. People like me who don't have a life or any artistic talent and they just do other nerd stuff, who have a bunch of Spark but have no talent. We need the other people. It's a good collaboration.
Yep. So it would be really good if we could, stake Spark in other factories or whatever that may be, that utility.
I think Trump's speaking right now because Biden doesn't move like that. So that has to be.
I thought maybe he had changed the channel and he's watching the Lego movie. thing is awesome.
No, and that's something looking forward to is that's going to open a lot of stuff for factories, letting people earn income off of their sparklet, being able to stake on factories that, yes, your entry point might be 5 spark to get the factory, but you can put 25 spark in the large factory. And then you got that extra large factory, which is insane. That needs a huge property, which will be out there. And there are some in the game, but that's another part of the economy. And we're still in the, I still think we're in the baby phase of Upland's economy. We haven't even reached toddler, and everybody's wanting everything right now, and they're freaking out about it. And establishing a brand and establishing a product takes years, and people are still looking at the micro or looking at the macro, or they're looking at the micro and not focusing on the macro. Sorry, it's been a minute.
It's been 20 years since he took economics.
Yeah.
It was impressive how your inability to talk and all of the presidential candidates' inability to talk just synchronized right there. It's perfect.
But at least there's an elasticity between like the types of talking that's going on here. This makes sense.
Debatable.
But I'll tell you what, when it comes to factories and like the tool that is needed out there, like any third-party developers, like somebody has got to come up with a tool that says, I want to move these 15 assets to this property.
And that's what Upland really needs to do. They got to figure, and it has to do with the blockchain, and it has to do with the smart contracts, but it has to be like, and have the designs. We've mentioned it a few times, is it a 2x2 square, 3x3, a 4x4, 5x5, or is it a 3x5, whatever. But you can take this chart, you load them in, and you load them into this square, and then you drop your ice cube tray on the next property, and then they line them up, and then they just go. Because moving them one by one, I mean, that is such a pain in the butt, is moving it one by one. And then after you move it, you got to list it too.
Yeah. I'm to the point where it's like I'm trying to convert my account to my LLC so that I can start paying my son to do this.
I mean, that's smart.
Yeah. So,
I mean, and that's ultimately, if you start with your meta ventures and you have multiple meta ventures, it is smart to have an LLC and then incorporate it into Upland and move your account that way. But it's tricky.
Yeah. Well, it also makes things like going to Vegas a tax write-off, right?
Yes, and I should have been doing that.
Not that that's financial advice, but
but it's smart. I mean, we do the podcast. We've done the podcast there the last 3 years, and really that is a legit business trip.
Oh, 100%.
So, and I could write that off. I could write the meals off, the travel off, the hotels off. So
that's how I convinced my wife to go this year.
So next year, I'm trying to convince my wife to come.
Wait.
With me.
So next year, the suite's on you then, if you're writing it off anyway.
The suite. Yeah. I was thinking, you guys were saying you wanted to do some kind of dinner. I was like, man, I just need to throw the grill in and like haul it down in the truck. And I know that ThankMeLater thinks that everybody who drives a truck is like not a very nice guy, but I drive a truck. My license plate says KaCiao.
That's the most amazing thing ever. No, I bet your truck, dude, please tell me your truck is like an old red and white like farm truck. Please.
So the first truck I ever drove was an old red and white like farm truck.
Yes.
Yeah, because I grew up on a farm, right? And so it's like I feel like I have a right to drive a truck. Like
you do. Plus, you got that energy. You got that good farm boy energy. I'm here for it, man.
Oh man, I got all kinds of stories for that.
Yes.
But yeah, so anyway, I was like, I just need to throw like the grills in and like we need to do like a pancake breakfast kind of thing.
Yes.
On one of the days. But
well, rumor is that next year we might be getting an Airbnb to host a little bit bigger shindig. And so you are more than welcome to bring down some grills and we can throw it out on the balcony.
Yeah. I need to get like a branding iron so that I can, like
KaCiao it.
Yeah, like
KaCiao the pancake.
Oh, the steak. The steak.
no, you can't brand pancakes. They taste nasty. Like it burns them. Like if you especially like French toast. If you try to brand French toast, it's so nasty.
So you've tried this.
Oh yeah. I'm an Eagle Scout, man. I've tried all kinds of stuff.
That's amazing.
So
I want to get a brand and start branding all of my food forever.
steak. You got to brand your steak.
Holy, how have I never had this thought? How has custom steaks never entered my mind?
Oh man.
Do you brand your burgers?
I mean, you could.
I just had
but
burgers
you're gonna
tonight.
just cover it up,
They should
right?
have been branded.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
Especially
that's
like
why
the
you serve
frozen
it open face, and then you pop it in.
There you go.
You serve it open face, you see that, and then you fold it over.
That could be fun. I might have to try that for the 4th of July.
Well,
Yeah.
So you're excited for getting more of your benches out. What other things are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Spark being tradable. Whenever that comes, I'm really curious to see what happens there. There's a little bit of the nervousness of, do all these people that jumped in drive us down, or do we get a spike? Because as long as Upland is selling, Spark at the, what are they, 460
For a spark, for the
for
full
a full
spark,
one.
and then it gets more as you go down.
Like I struggle to see the price going above that in the short term with if that's where they sit. But if they decide, what, like we're just gonna let the market drive itself now, then great.
I can see what I really think is you still have the people that are holding out, that they've sold out of their accounts mostly, and they still have their spark that they want to get rid of. So I can see it, the initial spike, and then I can see it drop down, but then I can see a recovery, and then it's floating pretty much at that 460 mark, if not higher.
And that's kind of where I think we'll be. I'm kind of hoping to have some cash built up so that when we do maybe see a little dip, I can get a little.
Absolutely, that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah. I'm looking for that dip, just like anything else. I'm looking for that dip to buy, and that's the other ingenious thing too. Is if you earn it in the game, you have to stake it for 30 days before you can take it to the exchange.
Right.
Which I think is great. So you just can't come in, earn your spark or whatever, and then roll it right out to the exchange. You have to have it staked for 30 days. And if you bring it in from the exchange into the game to get it back out, it has to be staked for 30 days. So,
and I think you'll see
that's
more
actually
people.
so genius. Wait, hold on.
It is. Go ahead.
Is there any other token that does that? That had like force this? Because really, it's forced utility. Like this isn't like there's plenty of tokens that have optional utility. This is the first one that I've ever heard of that has forced utility. Like when you buy this, you can't just flip it. You must use it in the game.
On the exchange, you can buy and sell it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to stake it. But once it comes, if you earn it in the game, it has to be staked for 30 days before it goes to the exchange.
Oh,
so
never mind. That's why no one's. I was like, why is no one talking about this? Yeah. Never mind.
No, it's still. I mean, your treasure hunters.
No,
even,
that's fine.
Even
that's
the people
nice.
that are looking to cash out.
That's okay. That's going to be the holding period on it. That's fine.
My biggest fear. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, my brain was like, holy cow! If they force people to actually use it, so you can't just have speculators just flipping through it. Wow, forced utility would be an insane game changer. It would slow down the flow for sure, but I think it would tremendously increase the value of Spark.
My biggest fear is the incentive for the bot. That's my fear when it comes to Spark and people building the bots to go and do the standards for them to I have suspicions that there's a count out there. City Pigeon made his announcement during Genesis Week, and I'm just a little bit nervous that once there's that financial incentive, you're going to see more of that attempted. So I'm glad that we're at least having some of this time that Upland's able to maybe get in front of that to see like what's real and what's, these accounts that aren't real.
And we're also going to see a rash of people that have been just waiting for this to happen, and then they go to cash out and they haven't staked their spark in anything. So then they're going to complain that I can't get rid of my spark. Wham, 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 wham. No. Now, you've been in the game 4 years now. What's kept you going?
I think it's fun. Like as much as some people maybe in this conversation don't think treasure hunting is fun, like I think it's fun. Like I built my web in San Francisco, and like I did a whole bunch of like mapping in the early days of like exactly where to buy my property. So I buffered out each of my properties to make sure that I had basically a good overlay so that I wasn't having to use a lot of sends. And I'm able to, typically get a treasure within 1 cent. And I discovered audiobooks as for treasure hunting. So I sit down, I listen to an audiobook for about an hour and a half. I do my 31 hunts for the day. And I have probably read or listened to more in the last 2.5 years of my life than I had in the previous 40. So it's been good.
I love that. That's super cool, because that's what I go. I don't know how my brain would survive doing 31.
So that's what's kept me going.
Watch it later, Spar. I'm doing both. And you're welcome. Anyway, you can thank me later because my nonsense got KaCiao on. So you're welcome.
That's facts.
Yeah. God. How about you? What's kept you in? I mean, other than the podcast, right?
Me or Thank Me Later?
Too stupid. Thank Me Later's distracted.
I think the debate's actually over. I'm not paying attention. Although these people look like they are doing, it's John Oliver, and I don't know what's happening.
They're doing the play-by-play afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
No, absolutely. I always say it's the community itself, and then the podcast. Yeah. It's fun coming here each and every week and talking about Upland, talking about what they did right, what they did wrong, what we think they should do to make the game better. A lot of times I try really hard. I'll get like a week or two where I can like treasure hunt every day. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got 0.01 spark or I got 0.02 spark. I'm like, yeah, if I can do this every day, but I just don't have the time. But, I'll get a couple of days back to back and I'm like, oh yeah, this is the month. I'm like, nah, but, and not only the brand of the podcast itself, building up spooky dookies with the map assets there, just going with the outdoor decor, I take a different path of it. A lot of people are here's my NFT collection. I'm like, no, here's my yard decoration. It just happens to be. I'm like yes. The reverse of it, Yeah. And there's no right or wrong method to it, but now I've been working on. I've been manufacturing a lot of my Halloween stuff, and all of a sudden I was like, oh crap, I didn't realize how quickly June went by. Like I said, hey, I said right after Genesis week, I'm going to swap over and mint a bunch of the Christmas presents so I can do Christmas in July, right. Buy 2, get 1 for 1 UPX, and the Christmas presents are 8,000 UPX a piece. So they're pretty cool, but all of a sudden I'm like, I got a week left. I got to start cranking these things out. For sure. It went like, I was supposed to come back from Genesis week and switch over to making these presents. So I had supplies and then I had time to move them to my showrooms and all that stuff. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm counting down. I'm like, Christmas in July is going to be here. I'm like, yeah, I can mint in July, but yeah.
the hardest part about having a meta venture and manufacturing these things is just like, I want to decorate my properties with all the things. I don't want to let everybody else have like my first model. My first model that I did was like a garbage can that I made like a recycle, a blue one, and then a black one for garbage, and then yard clippings was like green. And it's like, I minted like 5,000 of these things. I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'm like, but I don't know that I want to give them all away. Like I want one for each of my properties, right?
Right.
So then I was like, I got to design something that I actually feel like good about. That's where the benches came into play. So, but yeah, so a lot of fun. Do you do your own models?
No, I use Toshack. I don't have time to do my own models or learn it. Like as much as I'm like, oh, I'm going to learn this. I'm like, nah. Yeah. So I outsourced to Toshack, and they've been amazing with the models.
Good design.
Yeah. I think TML stroked out.
I went full Biden. Never go full Biden.
KaCiao said he learned how to do Blender, and you do them yourself, correct?
Yeah. Yep. So just basically between Blender, Photoshop, and AI, I use a little bit of AI to give me some ideas, or like on my Arizona bench that I have, like I generated an AI image of like the Grand Canyon, and I used that as kind of like the seat that goes on the wood.
Yeah.
And so like I love AI. Like it's amazing what you can do with it.
Yes.
Between the ideas and like the bad thing is like at work, I'm finding that I'm needing less and less of like the entry level employees to work with me, because like AI can do so much of it. And so it's like, on one hand, it's like, do I give, the young guy or lady an opportunity to learn, or do I just do it in 15 minutes, what would take 2 weeks? So it's like, there's a balancing out there. There's like an ethical debate there, I think.
Yeah.
He's shaking his head no.
No. Make that money, bro.
Yeah.
Get paid. You earned it. They'll figure it out. Here's the thing. Yeah. Like, as technology progresses, other new opportunities will come available. Like, that's when the printing press came available. The people that were doing it all handwritten were like thinking the same thing. So, nope, you do you. Leverage the technology to the best of your ability. Handle you and your family. Everybody else will figure their own shit out.
Yeah, but I work for a university, so it's not like it's like one of these things that's like, I'm getting money out of it. So it's like, so there is like this concept of I work for a university. We're trying to teach these kids to go get jobs, and so it's like.
Oh wait, well then never mind. I thought you were running your own business.
No.
Wait, you're working for a university? Those poor kids are already getting ripped off enough. Give them a
not break. Here. We are like the most valuable degree for your money where I'm at. So,
that's like saying you were the best war. Like
right.
Like our war killed the least amount of people. Like it's still too many. It's still bad. You're still bad.
But one of the conversations I had I had a couple
181 people, and I'm like, higher education is stupid, kids.
No, it's not.
And then KaCiao's like, no, really.
It's just like, no.
No, it's good.
I will say this, though. There is a place for technical degrees. There's a place for engineering degrees. There is a place for everybody in this world. And a college degree is not necessary to survive in this world. But
that's true.
There are some advantages that come with getting one.
That is true. And there are certain professions, I will agree, doctor, engineer, that there is like obviously specialized training. I think a lot of the general ed and some of the other, even the tech stuff, I'll be honest, as someone who's got a tech degree and works in tech, like I would much rather have somebody who is YouTube learned because they want it versus whose mom and dad paid for them to go to an Ivy League and they don't actually care. Like,
there's something about that apprenticeship that makes them valuable.
Right. So, and I work in a place that values the Harvard grad over, the high school dropout who has been doing this in their sleep for the last decade. So anyway.
That's one of the interesting things is, I did the Navy, and the Navy rolled me into my job, and then I worked my way through management. And then as I'm looking for the next tier, they're like, well, where's your degree? I'm like, I've been in, I went from the Navy to here, and I've done leadership for so many years. So what's really a degree going to do for me right now? I'm like, you've seen my track record. You've seen my performance. And they're like, well, we really like degrees. I'm like, I get it, but I did the Navy for 9 years, and then I came to work for you, and then I excelled here. So what's this piece of paper going to tell you that I can do that you haven't watched me do for all these years that I've been here? It's interesting.
Anybody who can make it through boot camp, in my opinion, I have so much respect.
Right. It was.
I am such a wuss. I would have cried day one in the corner, send me home.
I don't know about cry, but they would have been do a push-up, and I'm like, no, that's not happening. And then it would have been a fight. It would wake up, no, I'm tired. I'm going back to bed. There's no way I would have made it through. So yeah, hats off to those who serve for sure. I don't know how you did it.
It was like a glorified summer camp, but anyway.
I never did summer camp either, because that would have been the same thing. They were like, up and at 'em, campers, and I'd be like, I'll show you where you can up and at 'em. Get out of here.
One of the things I did want to talk about that you did mention with the AI is, my artwork for Spooky Dookies, I used AI for, and I ended up and at the time when I made it, you say, hey, I like this, just change this. And then they give you a completely different picture. I'm like, no, I wanted that picture with these tweaks. And they give you something, but I ended up cutting and pasting 4 different AI images. And then I overlaid them to get I cut and pasted, and then made transparency backgrounds and overlaid them, then took my map assets and put it on there. But, it's something, it was a lot easier than hiring somebody else to do it. You sat there for 5 or 10 minutes arguing with it that, no, I just want that redone. But then you cut and paste. And then that gives you the other ideas. It can help you write your little taglines for your meta ventures. It can help you come up with names. Hey, this is my brand. What are some fun names around this? Okay, give me 25 more, and then you just circle through. Right. It's just an efficiency thing, and you can use your meta venture. And the conversation I had with a few people at Genesis Week, it just blew their mind. They're like, and then I got messages. What was that website that you're using? I'm like, Chat GPT. I'm like, Open AI.
Yeah, I thought it was Chat GTA.
Open AI. And I'm like, I go, just pay the $20 a month. It's way easier. You don't have to buy tokens. I'm like, I go, you get all these other things. And they're like, oh, really? I'm like, I go, here's what you just giving them the prompts. But the quicker you learn it, and we're still in the early stages. You're setting up your meta ventures. You're still building your brand. And as long as you're even if you start small in one city and just focus and use those sales, just like any other business, you reinvest into it, to buy another property in another city, and then get the structure on it. And then, stake it on the Spark Exchange or whatever to help it get built. But, if you establish a brand, when this gets picked up mainstream, you're way ahead of everybody else coming into the game.
Right, for sure. Yeah. And, with the AI thing, it's I'm speaking at a conference here in a few weeks, and they sent me this message. They're like, oh, we need a paragraph that's no more than 500 characters, to introduce you on our website. And so I just uploaded my resume into ChatGPT, and I was like, write me a bio. And it spits out a bio. I changed 3 things. I was like, that just saved me an hour, because I'm not a great writer. It's it is amazing what you can do there.
Yep. And then you're like, oh, too many adjectives. I'll take this one out, that one out, that one out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You got to make yourself sound real.
Yeah. It's very descriptive.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So
it's very descriptive.
It's amazing what you can do, for sure.
Yeah. No, and I mean, dude, this is awesome having you on the podcast now. It's like the best June ever. I get to meet you in person at G Week, and then you come on the show. And I know early on I asked you to come on the show. You're like, not so much.
Well, it's
yeah, you're welcome. This whole thing was just a bid to catch Sasquatch in the act. You're caught. We got you on camera now.
Yeah. We got you. It was a setup.
We got you. The whole thing was a joke. There's cameras there.
I should have just made my camera blurry here somehow.
Just like, oh man, there's a smudge. I can't seem to, and just always be out of focus. That would have
we caught the Blurry Beast.
We caught the Blurry Beast.
Right.
That's the episode name there. Caught the Blurry Beast.
Episode name. There it is, boys.
Yeah.
We can print that.
Yeah. So I'm curious how you guys came up with your BEs. Like, where'd the turtle come from? Where'd the poo come from?
I mean, honest to God, like they announced. So we were in the first round of these block explorers. We didn't see anybody else's. We didn't know there was some guidelines around what
the bad crypto guys were the only people with their custom block explorers. Those were the only two.
Yeah, so like they just had these like weird faces.
What's going on at your house? Sounds like you got electrical stuff going on, like arcing and sparking.
Yeah.
Intruders.
No, there's like the bug zapper outside is losing its mind.
The cicadas are coming out.
Yeah, it's a whole situation. All right, I might have to go here in a second. But what was the question?
The turtle block explorer.
There's the default turtle block explorer, and I was just like, I want just this, but fancy. I want a fancy this. And so his shell is actually Upland Shield Blue. It's like the designer actually wrote me about it because I was like, can you tell me like a little bit about the inspiration? And I did say I was like with like a top hat. So like I gave him the top hat, and then he told me about like the color scheme and that he made the blue, which is like the armor blue that they were using, and that they use in a lot of the Upland stuff. So that was super cool. And yeah, that's my story.
Nice.
Fancy turtle.
So I came up with the name Too Stupid to Win from my fantasy football league where I always had the best team on paper, but it never played out, right? Yeah. And then I was just so disgusted with it. You know, the poo emoji just wasn't good. Okay. So I was Googling trying to find like, you know, a sick poo emoji or whatever. And I found one with the vomit and the fire. And I submitted that. And I said, there's no way Upland's approving this. And I sent it to ThankMeLater, and I, you know, maybe knew each other a month and a half or something. Yeah, we were messaging every day, but, you know, we had a couple voice chats, but there was that. And he was like, this dude thinks so. He's like, yeah, good luck, buddy. So, and then I found out at Genesis Week that it was kind of a topic that in their Slack chat be like, look at this custom block explorer that was just submitted by this guy named Too Stupid. and this was before the podcast. So there was, you know, there wasn't.
Oh, yeah, you weren't known.
Yeah, I wasn't known. Like, we weren't known. This was like March of 2020. And sure enough, like it popped up one morning, and it was like, oh, go check. The community manager Laz was like, go check your Upland account. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then I knew he was still asleep, so I'm like, yes, I beat him to it. So I got mine in the game before him. So
well done.
Yes, we did.
You did not get yours in the game before me.
Yes, we've proved this before. We've proved this on the show that we got it in the same batch, but I put mine in the game before you. We've proved this on the show before.
It's on the chain. I mean,
yes,
go look it up.
We've proved this on the show before.
Have we? All right, whatever.
Yes.
Whatever.
We have.
Whatever.
She's just said I should have wore a Sasquatch outfit, and had I known,
that would have been legendary.
Yeah,
yes.
If I had one. I used to work in a spook alley when I was a teenager, and like that was kind of the outfit that I wore. So yeah, a lot of fun.
That's amazing. Everything about you, KaCiao, is amazing. I'm so glad that you joined today.
You guys too. You make Thursday nights fun.
Awesome.
I love it. All right, do you have anything? We're pushing an hour and 45 now.
I had so many things.
Sorry.
Go watch Susan's video. Pterodactyl. Go watch Dactyl. If you haven't seen Tara's video of the missing bag from Genesis Week, the footage has been released from the bag that was allegedly stolen in a secret after-hours party during Genesis Week. The footage is live on YouTube, so go find that. From Upland Pterodactyl, and it's also on Twitter. If you want to find it, it's on Twitter. Did you retweet that?
I will.
Okay, retweet it. Look for that. And there might be. There's so much more to come with that. There's so much more. I'm sending a link for a Bigfoot outfit. That's service. That's service right there. Longer than the debate. We beat the debate. Take that. Yeah.
KaCiao saved the day. I appreciate that.
The longest white men talking ever. I gotta tell you, it's the longest. It's longer than China and in the Russia. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know
what else you got. Thank me later. What else you got? Thank me later.
Well, no, that's it. Yes.
Master debaters. Nice. Touche.
There you go. Nothing. Go enjoy the 4th if you're in the States. If not, still enjoy the 4th. It's a great day of the year. I'm going to blow a bunch of stuff up in Ohio. So that's going to be fun. Maybe I'll videotape that. I won't because it will be super
incriminating. Yep. Don't.
Incriminating evidence. So.
KaCiao, thank you so much for jumping on in and saving the day. I was like, I got to get him the link once you offered that up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been fun. So maybe again sometime.
Really appreciate that. That was like the best impromptu interview ever. Just going back in history, you know, as I said, thank you so much for jumping on. Glad you got to share all this stuff with people, and definitely go check out the Blurry Beast shops throughout the Upland metaverse and pick up your benches for the 50 states. And then if you got mint number 17, people can work a deal with Thank Me Later. So
I need to go jump on that right now and start taking those off the market.
And then
I do have them in a strategic location, so I will be able to find them quickly. I just gotta.
Okay, well, if you have 17, I would love a full set of 17, and I will pay happily with a premium.
Yeah. We will not be on next week, so everybody have a happy 4th of July. And then there was something else. We were not on next week. KaCiao stuff. I lost it. That's horrible. And it was something important too. Oh yeah, I got it. Spooky Dookies. Starting on Monday, July 1st, it will be buy 2 Santa's. What do I call them? I'll get you the official name.
This is the smoothest marketing ever. Was this campaign made by? Was this AI? Yeah. Well done.
So anyway, starting July 1st, Santa Stash of Surprises will be on sale. Buy 2 and get 1 for 1 UPX. So that will be in all locations. So definitely check that out. KaCiao, thank you. Thank me later. Thanks for always busted. Having fun.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Until in 2 weeks. Be safe. Have fun. We'll see you out there in the metaverse. And KaCiao, we have an after show if you got time to stick around.
Oh, yeah. So. Yeah, I can stick for a bit.
All right.
The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host too stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss It's a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland Property Experts, baby, UPX.